Well, on a chaotic Monday Night Raw after Money in the Bank, I'm very excited with what's upcoming for Night of Champions. We had the King of the Ring tournament and Queen of the Ring tournament starting tonight. This was a big episode for Raw, and they opened up with John Cena. Obviously, Cena finally pinned at Money in the Bank by Cody Rhodes. No mention of Cody Rhodes, by the way. He was not talked about. I'm interested to see what's going to happen because, well, we got the shocking announcement that CM Punk would be challenging John Cena. But before we get to that, John Cena came out. He said, "Look, I told you after the WrestleMania, I have 27 dates left. We now have 19 dates left. We are halfway through the John Cena retirement tour, and I am due to make a video on this, but currently I'm not very well at all. I'm only doing this because Raw was just so damn good that I had to talk about it. So, Cena cut his normal usual promo, got the announcer to go, the greatest of all time, the never seen number 17. He called out fans for wanting R-Truth. It was like he was speaking for TKO this entire segment, and it was really pissing me off. And it's the first time I've really been annoyed at Cena as a heel. I could never take him seriously as a heel, apart from at the Chamber. But this was a business promo from him. He was like, "You hypocrites! You won't be cheering for that man in a year's time. You wanted a comedian. You brought back a sideshow character." It was just grinding my gears. That's what we got from Cena. Now, we didn't have R-Truth come out during this segment, which was actually quite interesting. I thought it would make sense for R-Truth to come out because Cena was berating him, taking the mick out of him, and it was like, what? Just fuck you. And then CM Punk's theme hits, and the crowd goes crazy, and we all know what's about to happen. John Cena's advertised for Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. CM Punk says in the past he would never wrestle in Saudi Arabia, so Cena turns into the biggest heel of all time and forces CM Punk to have his one title match at Saudi Arabia. It's genius by Cena. Genius. And he was a prick. An absolute prick. We are finally going to run back the match we've all wanted to see. We thought maybe it was going to be SummerSlam, but I think that's Cody Cena. But I don't want it to be Cody Cena anymore because I don't want CM Punk to lose Night of Champions. If anything, this match is quite unpredictable because it is CM Punk. Does Punk lose clean? I don't think so. Obviously, CM Punk hasn't been pinned by Seth. I don't believe he was pinned by Seth. He was pinned by Drew, but that was in like that triple threat. Well, not triple threat, but at SummerSlam. So this was a good promo from Punk. He called out the final boss. He said he ain't here for any of his final boss BS. He's not doing this for TKO. He's not doing this for Triple H. He's doing this for the people. He talked a bit about R-Truth as well, like bigging up R-Truth. I very much enjoyed this promo segment between CM Punk and John Cena. And John said about the dates he got left, and Punk was like, "Right, so which one are you going to give to me?" And some of the people in the crowd thought, "Oh my god, we're going to get Cena Punk tonight." I was like, "You've already got Jay Gunter." And Cena said, "The ball's in your court. Night of Champions, Saudi Arabia." Knowing that Punk hates to wrestle in Saudi, this was genius from Cena. I'm going to be very interested to see what the reaction from the crowd in Saudi is to CM Punk, because did they know the tweets that Punk said about Saudi Arabia? I don't know. I fear for CM Punk in Saudi, actually, because he says some mad stuff about hating that country. But it seems like Punk has taken the bag and run with it, and we are going to see CM Punk versus John Cena at Night of Champions. And it's an early show as well, 6 p.m. in the UK for me, so could they do the twist? Could they pull the angle, though? Because just as these two had their match, like, kind of announced, with Cena doing that smirk, that grimace, and saying, "Is balls in your court, hero." It's like, okay, this is the most heelish Cena's been. Punk looked visibly pissed, to be honest. Seth Rollins would then come out in green. By the way, I keep noticing every week. So everything Seth wears in his entrance, the Titantron, is in that colour. Pretty cool. But yeah, what if Seth cashes in on that match? Costing CM Punk the moment, Seth cashes in. Could he do that? Where the fuck is Roman Reigns? Anyways, Chad Gable faced AJ Styles up next. Chad was extremely banged up from obviously his 2 matches on the Saturday. And then we had the King of the Ring tournament brackets announced. So we have Sami Zayn versus Penta versus Braun Breaker versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio, which was on this Raw. We got Randy Orton, LA Knight, Aleister Black, and Carmelo Hayes on SmackDown. Honestly, I have no idea who would have win that. I would assume maybe LA Knight somehow wins. Could be Carmelo Hayes. Randy got to the final last year and lost. So I don't know if he would get to the final again, but he could. For the other SmackDown one, we got Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest, and Andrade Nakamura. I feel like you could have put Cody in the Randy match and just put LA Knight in the Damian Priest one. Because, yeah, I'm not entirely happy about that one. Let's be perfectly honest here. Cody's winning that match. It's pretty simple. Cody's probably going to win King of the Ring to get his match against John Cena. Because how else do you get Cody at Night of Champions? That's the thing. How else do you get him there? And then we got Sheamus, Rusev, Bronson Reed, and their mystery opponent. Pretty cool. For the women's Queen in the Ring, we got Rhea Ripley, Kairi Sane, Liv Morgan, and Roxanne Perez, which was on this Raw. Jade Cargill, Michin, Piper Niven, and Nia Jax. I think Jade wins that. Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Chelsea Green, and Candice LeRae. I think Charlotte Flair wins that. Asuka, a returning Asuka, Stephanie Vaquer, Raquel Rodriguez, and Ivy Nile. Very much looking forward to those. AJ Styles would end up beating Chad Gable in this pretty decent match that opened up Raw. Why is AJ not in the King of the Ring tournament? Why is Cody in the King of the Ring tournament, by the way? It's cool and all, but I don't want him to win. I don't think people, apart from the big Cody fans, they'll want him to win, but like, we don't need Cody in there. But obviously Cody is going to win this Friday. Like, it's the most obvious thing ever. Because Damian Priest isn't going to win. I don't see Andrade winning. Obviously Nakamura's not going to win. So Cody's going to pin one of them. Because he's not in a story of anyone else. There's no one who's going to cost Cody. Because no one else is feuding with him. Unless, of course, I don't know, maybe the Bloodline? Could be. Could be interesting. I want Sami to win King of the Ring, though. Roxanne Perez talked about teaming up with Liv Morgan in the match next. And Liv was like, just stay the hell out of my way. Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan, Kairi Sane, what a match. And to be fair, Roxanne and Liv did team up for quite a while, and they looked like a pretty decent team. In the end, Rhea Ripley hit the Riptide on Liv Morgan, and it looked like Liv was going to take the pin again. But thankfully, Raquel pulls Rhea out the ring. Roxanne Perez waited for Kairi to hit Liv with the insane elbow, and then Roxanne rolled up Kairi Sane, and Roxanne Perez is into the semi-finals of the Queen of the Ring. What a year she's having. So, Roxanne will be facing either Jade Cargill, Michin, Piper Niven, or Nia Jax. Can't wait. Literally can't wait. Becky Lynch walking backstage before her promo segment. You can see A-Town Down Under having issues arguing with each other. Just fucking turn Theory face. I mean, Jesus Christ, we had Jacob turn on Solo before all this has happened. Nikki Bella went up to the Women's World Champion, Io Sky. Stay the fuck away from her, Nikki. No. We'll get into her later. Becky has elevated this title that people care about it so much more that it's on TV more than the Women's World Champion. Another great promo by Becky Lynch. She called out Lyra Valkyria saying, Birdie, I want you to raise my hand properly. And instead of that happening, we had a return. Yeah, that's right. Bayley is back. I predicted her to return at Money in the Bank, and I was wrong. Which is such a surprise. Like, why didn't you help Lyra at Money in the Bank, Bayley? Huh? Huh? Are you selfish? Do you want the title for yourself? Huh? Huh, Bayley? It shocked Lyra as well. But yeah, Bayley is back. And after Becky, and I assume we're still doing one more match between Lyra and Becky Lynch. But Lyra was confused with Bayley coming back, so she obviously didn't tell her. That's going to be an interesting story point, I guess. And then, straight after this, a hooded man, Ron Truth. Oh, Truth. Ron Killings, whatever you want to call him. He cut his hair. He said, there is no more R-Truth. It's Ron Killings. He thanked the fans. He said, don't ever let anyone tell you that your voices don't matter. He was speaking from the heart here. And I'm so excited to see what they've got next planned for R-Truth or Ron Killings. Who's he going after? People saying, was it a heel turn by him? He cut his fucking hair. No, it wasn't a heel turn. Next up was the first King of the Ring qualifying match. Penta, Cena, Miro. I love Penta. Braun Breaker, who is getting motivated backstage by Seth and Paul Heyman. Sami Zayn. Oh, Sami, please win the title at some point. I beg. And Dirty Dom Mysterio. This was a fantastic match. I was really enjoying it. Braun Breaker killed Penta on the outside with a spear. And then out of nowhere, LA Knight just hit a BFT to Braun Breaker. So I guess we're setting that up now. Which led to Sami Zayn winning the damn match. I hope you're able to see that in months. Sami Zayn has progressed to the semi-final of the King of the Ring tournament for the second time in his career. In 2021, he progressed to it as heel Sami. Can Sami Zayn go and do it? Can he win the King of the Ring? Probably not. He's probably going to lose to Randy Orton again, isn't he? It's going to happen again. He's going to lose to Randy again. Oh, it's going to happen to me for the second time. Or we do Cody Sami. That could be the final. Cody Sami. Could Cody Rhodes lose to Sami Zayn? I don't know. They've never done that match, which is crazy. It's really crazy. And what if Sami loses and he does turn full heel? I don't want him to turn heel, though. But yeah, Sami Zayn advances. I mean, there's a possibility that... Who would they do? You could have... Cody could face Sheamus. Cody could face Rusev, Bronson Reed. Or it could be Drew. It could be Drew, Sami in the final. If the mystery opponent is Drew, it could be Drew, Sami in the final. Or Drew takes out Cody in the Fatal 4. Who knows? Someone is either costing Cody or Cody's winning the whole thing. But anyway, Sami Zayn picked up the win. AJ Styles, still not in King Ring for some reason, said he's going to go backstage and punch Chad Gable again. Okay. Nikki Bella's segment was up next, and she was then interrupted by a returning Asuka promo. Yeah, Asuka's back next week. Out of nowhere, Asuka's back. She's going to be in Queen of the Ring. Cool to see. Nikki was talking about how there are so many good wrestlers, but then she went with Stephanie Vacquet. It's Vacquet, you dumbass. And then she got interrupted by Liv Morgan, who took offense to Nikki not mentioning her as one of the best women's wrestlers. Liv has had a phenomenal 2025. Her promos are so much better now. And she came out with proper good facts here. She's got a title. She's got a man. And Nikki went, I'm trying to figure out, does he belong to Roxanne Perez or you? Which Liv took offense to. Said to Nikki that you're jealous of me because you're only going to be known as a reality star diva. And Nikki was pissed, and Liv hit with Oblivion, and it was a great sell by Nikki. Does this mean a match for Evolution? And if so, Liv has to win. She's on a losing streak. Give her a win, for fuck's sake. She's going to be in SummerSlam, right? Right? In her hometown, right? For the title, right? Right? Also, another big crowd reaction for Liv and Dom on the show tonight. It is official. Night of Champions. John Cena, CM Punk. Saturday, June the 28th, for the Undisputed Championship. Cena's title reign is under pressure for the second time this year. Yep, next week we will have Asuka versus Ivanhoe versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Stephanie Vaquer. Go on, Steph. And for the men, we will have Rusev, Sheamus, Bronson Reed, and... we don't know. Could be Ilya Dragunov, could be Drew McIntyre. Could be Jey Uso after what happened next, which we will talk about in a second. Or, as a lot of people said, it could be El Grande Americano. It's probably El Grande, let's be honest. So, main event time. Main event Jey Uso versus Gunther. It's good to see Jey has been main eventing since it's been called main event Jey Uso finally. Jey comes out with the crowd and his son Jace, and well, this match was a whole bunch of submissions, breaking Jey's body down, Jey with his taped up ribs. They told the whole story of how Jey has not been focusing too much, but he's also been helping out everyone else except himself. And I thought that was a great way to tell it. And I didn't think, though, at one point that Jey was going to lose to Gunther clean. And Jey was getting offense in and back and forth, and then Gunther was trying to basically choke out the guy. No Seth Rollins cashed in. Gunther would hit a spear to Jey, which is pretty good, actually. Jey would kick out. Jey would hit his spear splash. Gunther would kick out. Jey would hit his spear splash. Gunther would move on the second splash, which Jey would land cracking basically on his ribs. Gunther would then put the sleeper hold in, and Jey would be trying to fight out of it for ages. And it was perfect how they told it. And unfortunately then, Jey couldn't last it any longer. And he passed out. He didn't tap out, he passed out. And Gunther is the new World Heavyweight Champion again. For the second time in his career, Gunther is the World Heavyweight Champion. The only way I'm going to be acceptable with this is if Sami Zayn wins King of the Ring and then beats Gunther at SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then I could see Seth cashing in, by the way, on Sami. So then we tell the story of Sami fighting back. It's like a Daniel Bryan kind of thing. Because, yeah, I'm shocked. I didn't think Gunther would win. I thought we'd see a Goldberg cameo. Thank Christ we didn't. I thought we'd see a cash-in, or at least a tease. We didn't. What's Gunther doing at Night of Champions? I don't know. Are we doing a rematch with Jey? Possibly. Because after the show, Jey Uso would say he wants to come back after Gunther. He'll be back after him. I felt bad for Jey. I really did. His Intercontinental Championship reign was 28 days. His World Heavyweight Championship reign, 51 days. The guy can't catch a break with these short title reigns. It sucks for him. And he had his kid there to watch it. I feel bad. I think Jey's really improved a lot. But at the same time, he's not a World Heavyweight Champion who can hold it for so long. He's not like the Damian Priest where it worked out for him. So I understand why you're taking it off him, but I just didn't expect him to lose it straight away. And to the guy he beat, it was like Bron Breakker 2.0. He beat Bron for the Intercontinental Championship. He had a couple of title defenses, and he dropped it back to Bron Breakker. He beat Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. He had a couple of title defenses against Seth Rollins, against Logan Paul. And he dropped it back to the same person, Gunther. Yeah, he's been featured heavily, though, recently with, like, all involved in anything. Which is why a lot of people thought Seth was going to cash in on him. There was no real scenario where I thought Seth was going to cash in the end. And yet, so Jey has lost the World Heavyweight Championship, and is that it for his solo run? Is that it for his solo push? I don't actually know yet, because, look, he's still so over with the crowd. I saw what happened after Raw. He was saying, shout out to Gunther. Gunther's one of the best professional wrestlers he's been in the ring with. There's respect from Jey to Gunther. I suppose you could run back Jey Gunther again at Night of Champions for the last time. You put literally the staple on it. This is the last time. Because I don't think people want to see it again and again and again and again. Gunther got his rematch. I don't quite know how. He didn't qualify for a rematch. He just called out Jey and he got his rematch. Does Jey just get to do that next week? Or does he go into a new story? Is he in the King of the Ring? Is he the surprise participant? It's possible. Very possible. I think they missed an opportunity doing Sami versus Jey for the title. Maybe they don't want to turn Sami Zayn heel, so they don't want to do Sami versus Jey for it. Because I thought that would be a look maybe for Backlash or something. I don't know what's next for Jey Uso. I'm very surprised Gunter won. I don't know what's next for Gunter because we've got like 2 weeks till Night of Champions. But when we get to Raw next week, we have 1 week to Night of Champions. And I don't know what Gunter is going to like have a story with. You can only do one thing here and give Jey Uso the rematch because otherwise you're rushing something with Gunter. Who does he just do an open challenge? Does Ilya Dragunov return? Do we have him talk to Sami Zayn? It's very confusing. But yeah, that is the Monday Night Raw review. I thought it was a really good show, actually. Not many downs from this show. But I'm just confused. What we doing next for Jey Uso? The Royal Rumble winner, he won at WrestleMania. He's had 2 solo title reigns. They weren't the longest. They weren't the best. But he is in the main event scene a lot more now. Main event Saturday Night Main Event. Main evented Money in the Bank. Main evented a couple of Raws. I don't know. He's in the main event scene. But I don't know what's next for Jey Uso. But yeah, thank you all for watching. And I'll see you whenever I'm back from this illness.